Back everyone, time for tech tips, and today we're talking about Windows vulnerability to hacks detected by Google.
Our tech expert, Stan Prager from GoGeeks, is joining us as he always does on Fridays. Stan, nice to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
So, you know, hacks are big in the news, especially in this electoral season. We've heard
Always.
more about hacking than we have heard, I think, on the news in years. What's come up to the fore currently, which is kind of scary, is that there's a major flaw in Microsoft Windows 10 that Microsoft's been working on fixing, but because they didn't fix it expeditiously enough, Google announced it. And Microsoft is not happy about that, about them making it public. But Google's policy is that if there's a flaw in a system and it doesn't get fixed, they need to let everyone know. So that's their position.
Now, is Microsoft, or not Microsoft, Office, this operating system 10?
Yes, Windows 10.
Windows 10, that's
Yes,
what I'm trying to say.
Windows
Is that the latest version?
That's the latest version of Windows, and it's been, you know, very smooth. There hasn't been a lot of problems with it, but you know, all systems can develop vulnerabilities.
Sure.
In this case, it's a system file called Win32sys-k, which means nothing to the average person, obviously. It doesn't even mean a lot to me, and I'm pretty geeky, but, but basically, it's something that involves graphics in the system. And the only reason why it's important in this case is because of a flaw in Windows 10. If you don't have your Adobe Flash Player updated with the latest version, and you're using, you know, another browser outside of Chrome, they can come in, hack this particular system file, and then use that as a conduit to hack the rest of your computer. So the system file itself is meaningless. It's just a doorway. It's kind of like if you left your bathroom window open, you could have your security system on, all your window, everything else is locked down, but because that bathroom window's open, a criminal could get in. So that's what this sys-k file is. It's a conduit, all right?
And you said, though, if you're using Google's Chrome,
That's correct.
you're not vulnerable.
And that's correct. And you know, a lot of people love Chrome, and of course, you know, many people aren't aware of what your options are. But a browser is just a way to go on the internet. So, like a lot of people for years only used Internet Explorer. Microsoft has a new one called Edge.
Oh,
there's Google Chrome, and there's Firefox. I use Firefox primarily. It's usually up to what you like best, or what you just used to, or maybe you didn't know there was an option.
Is it true that certain what do they call it?
Browsers?
You're like
browsers?
me. Yeah, what's the word?
Are they compatible with different computers? I've heard, you know, if you're on Chrome, it's better for a Mac.
Well,
or if you're on
Safari is
Firefox.
good for Apple, isn't it?
Yeah, but they don't make it anymore. I mean, it's the native one,
Right.
but it isn't, you know, they're not producing it anymore. So if you still have it, you can continue to use it. Safari exists, but you know, you can use them on any system.
So it's
it doesn't
not
really
necessarily compatible with a certain brand?
Chrome,
or...
Google Chrome is a browser that exists. You can use it on a tablet, you can use it on your Mac, you could use it on, and I know you're a Mac girl.
I am a Mac
girl. Yes, so you could use it on your Mac girl, or you can use it on anything. But essentially, Google Chrome does not use Adobe Flash. So as a result, because it doesn't use Adobe Flash, it doesn't have this vulnerability. For most people, you don't need to know any of these things. People at home, you don't need to know any of this. Until Microsoft fixes it, use Google Chrome. Don't use another browser. You know that you're 100%. I'm sure Microsoft will fix it. I know they're fuming over there at Microsoft because Google made it public. But I understand Google's point of view also. You know, if something isn't fixed, they want everyone to know about it. So only the hackers aren't the only people out there who are aware of the vulnerability.
So if you are kind of a computer geek and you can follow exactly what we've been saying, and I know it gets a little thick at times.
I'm impressed.
Could you update the Adobe then so that you can get around this whole problem?
Exactly, and that, of course, is the simplest thing to do for those people who know how to do that. I mean, that's the big question we get from people. Well, I never update anything. What's this Flash thing? It keeps coming up. So Flash is something that runs in your, Flash, and the other one is Java. These are things that run in your browsers, and if they're not updated, when they update them, they aren't updating them to annoy you, although a lot of people think that's the purpose. They're updating them because they're trying to compensate for flaws that hackers have taken advantage of. That's why they're sending you an update. But if you don't do the update, then it doesn't work. So update Adobe Flash if you're using another browser, or switch to Chrome and forget about the whole thing.
Switch to Chrome sounds like the easiest. All right.
Easy solutions.
Exactly.
Thank you.